Welcome to the Heart of a Viking. These art lessons are taught by Mrs. Minto from the Cape Henlopen School District in Delaware. I hope you have fun, create imaginative works of art, and make sure you share them with someone because, after all, the visual arts are meant to be seen. Welcome back to the Heart of a Viking. Here we are continuing our countdown to summer. So today is day 6. There are 6 school days left until summer break. How exciting is that? And we're sticking with the same subject. So yesterday we learned about 7, and we learned about 7 because ladybugs have 7 spots. The most common type of ladybug has 7 spots. But today we're learning about how many legs a ladybug has. So ladybugs have, do you know? 6 legs, and that's what today is. Today is day 6 for our countdown to summer. Now, the reason we're using the same subject is because since we made those ladybugs yesterday, they're actually going to be the actors and actresses in our stop motion animation film for today. So we get to reuse that piece of artwork that we made yesterday, those little ladybugs, and we're using them in today's project. So I am super excited to share all of this with you. So let's learn a little bit more about ladybugs, a little bit about stop motion animation, and let's roll. Ladybugs are insects, and they're part of a special group of insects called beetles. And even though they are called ladybugs, not all of them are females. In order to make baby ladybugs, there has to be female and male ladybugs too. They have 6 legs, 2 antennae, and a special compound eye so they can see in many directions at once. Many insects have wings, including your little ladybugs. All insects, including the ladybugs, have 3 main body parts: a head, a thorax, and an abdomen. Stop motion is a type of animation. Stop motion animation makes it look like a still object is moving. Claymation animation is a good example of how stop motion is used. Stop motion requires any camera that can make a single frame or photo. It works by shooting a single frame, moving the object a little bit, and then capturing a frame again. Cartoons use a similar way. One of the main differences is that stop motion uses real objects instead of drawn. Let's take a peek at what a stop motion animation film might look like. The Great Ladybug Race. Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, 3 little ladybugs challenged each other to the Great Ladybug Race. Who will win? Who will lose? And who will show good sportsmanship? Ding, 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 we have a winner! Little Ladybug in the center was the winner of this particular Great Ladybug Race. So now let's learn how we can create our own Ladybug Race or Ladybug whatever, Ladybug soccer game, Ladybug ballerina dance recital, whatever you'd like to make. Let's learn what we need and how to get started. Alright, so for this project, all you really need is a bright location, not super sunny, just not super dark either, a bright location. You'll need an iPad or an iPhone or some sort of phone or tablet. You'll need your ladybugs from yesterday's rock painting project, and that's about it. All right, so let's see which app we need to download to make our stop motion animation. Okay, so we need to download an app from the App Store. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the App Store, and in the search bar, I'm going to type in stop motion. There it is, the first one at the top. Now I'm going to search for a stop motion app that's called Onion Cam 2. And I'm going to hit get, wait for that little spinny ring to finish up, and then look for the open button in just a moment. And click open. So now, once it opens, I'm going to realize that this app was actually made for an iPhone or a smaller device. So on my screen here on my iPad, it looks kind of small, so I had to turn my screen the correct way. Or I could have clicked the little arrows down in the corner to make the screen larger so that I can see the full screen. Okay, so now I'm going to click away that informational box that was up, and I'm going to click New Project up in the corner. The first thing this asks me is if it can access my camera, so I'm going to say yes. Okay. And then the other boxes that pop up, just make sure you read them before you click them and make sure that you agree with what they say. So I'm going to click OK on this one. Okay, so now we're ready to start a new movie. So I'm going to move myself somewhere where it's a bit brighter so we can begin filming our first stop motion animation. Okay, so there are a couple of things you need to tell yourself before you get started about stop motion animation. First, you're going to be moving your little ladybugs as your actors and actresses extremely slowly, little tiny moves at a time to create an appearance later of them actually moving up on their own. You also want to make sure that your hand is out of the frame before you take a photo. There were a couple of times in my practice one that my hand accidentally stayed in the frame, and that kind of ruins your effect as well. So make sure your hand's out of the way. And you want to make sure that there's no one around you that's going to bump or move or kind of get in the way of what's happening under your screen. Okay, so here's what we need now. We need something to hold our iPad or our phone up off of the ground. I have a bucket here turned upside down, and I noticed that when I tried to put my iPad hanging over the edge so that I could film straight down, that the iPad was too heavy. It was kind of like a seesaw, and it was too heavy on the one side. So I placed something that would hold it on the opposite side. So I just happen to have a television remote handy here, and so I used the television remote to hold the iPad into place. Definitely, if you are trying this and experimenting on your own, talk with your grown-ups and make sure that you've chosen something that will hold your iPad because you don't want it to fall over for sure. Okay, so now I'm looking in my iPad's screen in the window where I can see what I'm filming, and I'm going to move my little ladybugs into the screen just a little bit because I'm going to have mine kind of marching into the scene. And at the bottom there you see that white circle, that's your shutter, and that's going to take the picture for you. You might see some lines going across your screen. That's to help you keep things in line as well. Now, here's my favorite thing about this particular app for stop motion. As I move very slowly my little ladybugs, you can see a ghost image of where they were previously. So that way I know that I am moving my little guys in at just the right amount. I don't want to move them too fast. With stop motion, it's extremely important to move little teeny tiny amounts each time. So I love that little ghost image that's there from the previous photograph. It helps to keep me in track and helps to keep me focused on where I need to move my little ladybugs next. So all I'm going to do is slightly move them, take a picture. Slightly move them, take a picture. Slightly move them, take a picture. Slightly move them. Okay, I think you get the point now. It's amazing how many photographs you have to take to get a short little video. In the end here, I took many photographs. Unfortunately, it doesn't keep track of how many I've taken. However, my end film was only 3 seconds long. That's really fast. So definitely the smaller movements you can make and the more photographs you can take, the longer your video will be. Alright, so once all the action is done, you're going to click up in the corner, making a movie. And then you're going to have 3 choices here. The first choice is for a filter. If you want, you can change the coloring of the entire end movie. I'm going to leave mine set at normal. The second number, I never change, I just leave it alone. And then the last one allows you to control the speed. I like to lower mine a little bit. It's going to be set to 25. I'm going to lower mine to 18. You can adjust that too, and you can change yours. You might have to click that it can access your photos again. Just make sure you read everything before you click OK. Alright, so now I'm just going to wait for mine to download to my saved photographs and videos that are in my device. Unfortunately, they will play you an advertisement while you're waiting, but as soon as you can click it out, you can go ahead and close it. And then usually once it comes back, the movie was saved. I got a check mark there. So now I'm going to exit out of this program, go to my photos or wherever your videos get saved, open up the video and hit play. And of course I'm going to play that again for you because it's only 3 seconds long after all that filming. So many photographs, but it does look like they're crawling on their own. Let's watch it again. Oh, those little guys. Pretty cool, right? All right, my filmmakers, you can officially call yourselves a stop motion animation director after all that work today. So I hope you really enjoyed this. Of course, you can do this as many times as you want. You can try some of the other apps if you wanted to. I just like that one because it's really simple and easy to use, and it gives me exactly what I wanted. You can use different kinds of toys or different objects within your movies. This would be great with Legos, I think, little Lego characters. So the important things is to make sure that you have the app downloaded before you begin. Make sure you're moving very, very slowly whenever you're moving your rocks or your characters, your ladybugs, or whatever you happen to be using across your screen. Make sure that nobody bumps or touches your iPad or phone while you are working with it, and just make sure it's fun. Make sure it's something that's interesting to you. It'll be interesting to everybody else then too. Alright, so I cannot wait to see your videos. Please, please, please upload them to Artsonia. Artsonia does allow you to upload short videos as well, so this would qualify as that. So I hope that you do that. I hope I get to see it as well, and I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you back here next time at the Heart of a Viking. HOB artists, don't forget to hop on over to Artsonia to upload a photograph of your piece of artwork to your art portfolio. I can't